Welcome to my channel if you're checking in for the first time. This video is the start of a series specifically about an accountability challenge on trading gold. You got that right. So I had this idea to do this video because I also have on my YouTube shorts like accountability of my fitness training ever since day 1 till now it's like day 53, right? So in that span of time, I saw how my fitness skyrocket. I marked it since the first day that I signed up for a gym. I recently did a video on my YouTube shorts and you can check it out as well. It's like day 1 versus day 51, like what a difference. So this whole mindset of constant effort towards a constant goal, the goal does become clearer over time. The things that we set out to achieve become clearer over time. So what to expect out of this series? First and foremost, this is going to be my learning journey in gold trading. I've tried trading in the past and let's say it's never been as successful as I wanted it to be. But with the passing of time, right? In this day and age, we have access to a lot of information. Just like for my physical training, I've actually been turning to AI to come up with training programs on a day-to-day basis. And if I get injured or like foot pain, my calf is sore or whatever, I'll just input that feedback into DeepSeek. I use DeepSeek over ChatGPT. I think it's better. They give me more prompts. So I'm doing the same thing here with trading. This is actually the first video, but this video also recaps like 4 days of trading. So what happened is I signed up with a broker, an online retail broker. The broker that I use is XM. It's a broker that I used way back, but right now they're offering this online interface that is really nice to use. So for all the Mac users out there, I think this is like fantastic because you can just like web-based do everything. It's way better than many of the platforms like 5 or 10 years ago that, just still not functioning like a MetaTrader 4 or 5. And in this day and age, MetaTrader 4 and 5 is kind of clunky. And there could be some people out there who are just like me. Maybe, you've used MetaTrader in the past and you had a bad experience and you just wanted to, start on a fresh slate, different interface. And the best part is like nowadays, most of us do our charting on TradingView, and XM actually supports TradingView inside. You can click and drag your take profits, your stop loss, and okay, let's just get into the 4-day breakdown, right? In 4 days, did I make money? I net lost money. I would say I lost and then I recovered. Now it's just slightly under break even. I'm going to discuss that. I kind of went in on the basis that I was chasing an all-time high, right? So all-time high is not a very smart thing to do. Like when you trade the all-time high, most people who have tried trading all-time highs, and for gold especially, recently up to like 4,400, right? Gold actually went relentlessly from 3,400 or 3,700 all the way to 4,400 recently. So a lot of people, when they try to trade all-time highs, what eventually happens is that you keep thinking that this is a really, really good opportunity, or at least for me in the past. And also, I know some of the friends that trade, they're the type that they manually grid trade. So every 10-point move, let's say from 4225 to 4235, 4245, they put in more and more of these entries, and then they shift up their take profit, right? They average it out. Thank God, most of them do not martingale. But for those of you who know what I'm talking about, yes, that could end pretty bad, all right? And so in the last 4 days, actually what made me jump into a live account was because I had such great results on a demo. Within 2 days, I made about 13%. Yeah, not 13%, 30%. 13% of first day, 17% of the second. I was like, let's fund up a live account. Let's not make waste of the situation. I see a big retracement coming down and let's make some real money on live profit. So what happens was that I had too many positions, and although 5 positions that I had put in, right, if I had kept them and not done anything with it at all, on hindsight, okay, I learned a term in trading, it's called resulting. Is like when you look at today's result and you kind of look on your previous decisions and you're like, I shouldn't have done that. I should have left it there. I should have done that. But what's important which DeepSeek AI also told me as well, that you did the right thing. What you did was to stay alive to trade another day. What I actually did was this. So out of the 5 positions that I did, I closed 3 positions with a loss. The account was 1,400. 3 positions, I closed it when it came down a bit. I locked in a loss of about $260. Then there was a good opportunity. I saw, a head and shoulders pattern. I decided to go in again after a consolidation of the head and shoulders pattern. I saw that the risk reward was pretty good. So I entered a position, I think it was like 4,335. I took a take profit of 4,280. Actually, that take profit was maybe a bit too conservative because, again, resulting, right? So I put my stop loss at 4,370. 4,335 to 4,370, very, very small stop. The reward is relatively good. It could have gone all the way down to 4,200 and could have made a bundle. Plus, I actually didn't touch the previous take profits much, and there was the huge retracement from that massive all-time high surge that came down, bound to happen at some point. This is what people talk about in regards to smart money. So you can do a search on smart money. Smart money is typically when the market makers, they try to get additional liquidity by forcing people into a stop loss, to stop hunt, to let people let go of the positions, and then to let more people into the market so that they can get in first hand. Right, that makes sense, right? So typically one of the things you want to look out, which I found out at a fairly fast pace in the past couple of days. Once again, thank you to AI. So I would suggest anyone who is into trading, you might want to look into the tools that's available now. When I say tools, ChatGPT is good in pulling information fairly quickly. So trading related stuff, honestly, ChatGPT does a better job, right? It's able to get live news access, market systems, and it can even generate for me a chart of like possible entries and what to do. DeepSeek is not able to do image generation like ChatGPT can do, and they did it complete with the candlesticks and stuff, so it's really, really impressive. I'm more of a DeepSeek person because I do all my fitness training programming on DeepSeek, and for my YouTube video titles and descriptions, DeepSeek does a way better job than ChatGPT because the ChatGPT ones, they just don't take off the way the DeepSeek ones do. So I use them for different things. If anyone wants to try getting back into trading, right, you can copy this approach or try it for yourself at least, and let me know what you think in the comments. This is the first video in this series, that's why I'm going a little bit longer. Thanks for listening to me rant. After this, I plan to do it on a day-to-day basis, so that I'll just be covering certain segments. On hindsight, I really should be taking time to paper trade and stuff. So I'm actually 2 weeks. I jumped 2 weeks into the so-called training program that the respective AIs have given me. I think it's okay. Like, one of the things I learned, especially in the last 2 days, do not be afraid to cut loss. All right, when you cut loss, it's not, oh, I lost money, but it's more like this idea was invalidated. So always have this mindset, and I didn't believe it before. I used to be like, I just don't feel comfortable to watch the trade go for such a big distance to take profit. I had this bad habit of closing it early, so there's a lot of FOMO. One of the major breakthroughs is that, okay, if I get stopped out, who knows? If I get stopped out, and let's say yesterday I had to stop out at a break-even point. Why? Because when it tested 4,000 and then there was a strong engulfing, I entered at 4,100. I got stopped out at 40.40, and then I saw it come lower again and engulf back up. I made a re-entry, 40.38. I got stopped out at break-even because it actually went up strong to 40.80. Right, I got stopped out at break-even, but then I found an even better entry after that. So anyway, that position is still running. It went up to 40.80. 40.75. I saw the market consolidating. I could let it ride. I could shift my stop. I could get nothing, or I could take the profit now and always re-enter the next swing. So it's a bit like the mindset I had previously, but what's different is that rather than trying to make this stretch, if there's a possibility of the market going sideways, when the market is not trending yet, why not just take your profit, right? So this was like the major mindset shift that I had. And in the upcoming move, for example, my current position, I've set a take profit for 41.30. Maybe there may be a correction down, and on an upward continuation, I'll try to enter again. So at least that way, it puts in some structure. But at least, when you're getting paid, right, it kind of increases the morale. So my mindset now is not really like, I'm going to make $100 a day or whatever. I mean, like a friend of mine is running a program in gold trading. He trades XTI and a few others. Is it WTI or XTI? I don't know. A few other stuff. And he has students who like use a $1,000 account to make $100 a day. But for me, at this point of time, I'm still finding my fit, like which time frame is best. Like, am I gonna do M15s or the hour ones? Hour ones kind of work quite well right now, and definitely in the higher time frames, there's much less noise, and the lower time frames. But I will also take some time to do some paper trading on both as well, or even not, it's just like some observations just to see like which one fits in better with me. And what's different between then and now, I used to find trading to be stressful, but now that I have a Garmin watch, I can actually track my stress levels, and apparently making this video is a bit stressful somehow. But when I was trading though, I was not manifesting the stress that I thought I would be feeling. So nowadays, I mean, like the advancements now versus then, we got AI, we got this. Also, I see the results of my fitness training program. Just thought that, wow, I could do the same thing here in trading as well, not just in exercise and workouts, but in trading as well. One last but final rant in this video. I hope you like this video. I hope it's valuable to you. Anything that is your best takeaway, just comment them down beneath as well. The major breakthrough is that because, as you know, I run this channel, Inspire at Random. It's a manifestation channel, and a lot about manifestation is outside world that we live. It's an outpicturing of our consciousness. So if life is shit, it's the outpicturing of our thoughts, actions, beliefs, our consciousness up till today, right? But our tomorrow's result is determined by what we do today. Like, you can change the mirror, but regardless of the mirror, it's still you. So without changing what is in the reflection, which is you, what you see from the mirror is not going to change. Let's put aside the fact that there are some mirrors that distort the image. What I'm trying to say is that you change your consciousness. And a lot of people would sign up for dropshipping programs, get rich through ebooks, get rich through trading or whatever. But at the end of the day, if your awareness and consciousness is that of a broke person and you are focused on the lack versus the abundance, you will forever be stuck. So if anyone else is also into a trading journey, even in these past 4 days of trading, like, what is my mental state? Like, sometimes when I'm thinking of a trade, I think of getting out of the trade, or I'm thinking of shifting my stop loss or my take profit, am I doing this out of abundance or doing this out of scarcity? Am I doing this as a wealthy person, or am I doing it as a broke person? And I do not mean to say that, putting a big take profit is the wealthy thing to do. Or let's say taking a very small stop loss is a very broke thing to do. That's not the way it is. But it's the consciousness behind your actions in making these adjustments that would determine whether this is a wealthy or poverty influenced decision. For example, we can all think of Warren Buffett. And Warren Buffett makes very prudent decisions. The prudence is also in like the car he drives. He's not extravagant. He doesn't have an extravagant house, drives a Volvo, and he just takes small gains. Small but calculated gains. We're not trying to get rich in one single trade. And that was actually what the mistake that I made when I first went live. I was trying to make 30% on my first bunch of trades, which didn't happen. But again, on a resulting basis, could have happened. In the last day as well, there were opportunities where I could have profited off a swing, but I kind of decided to stay in for too long, and eventually, the market retested the bottom.